What's up everyone, this is Accelerate coming at you with a video. Obviously I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I am actually playing on my phone. Woohoo! Which many of us use phones. I know that I do while we ride. We take our cell phones for both communication, for map tracking, tons of maps out there that are available. I gotta admit, whenever I first started looking at different kinds of maps to see what was available, there were so many options. You know, of course, I Googled, I even hit up YouTube looking around to see what other people were seeing or what they were doing rather, really, for maps. There's all trails and all these other, frankly, there's just so many options. What I stumbled onto was a map called Avenza. Avenza. So apparently Avenza is pretty popular in the actual world of, map, I don't know, it's choreography, I think that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that one. But it's perfect for places that use national forests or have places that they want to have topological maps of. And what they do is they have this thing called a GeoPDF, right? Which ultimately it's a PDF file, just like you see before you. This is an actual file of Uwharrie National Forest, which is a place that I like to ride. It's not too far from where I live. It's not super close, unfortunately, but it's not too far away. So what they do is they geotag or geofence it, however you want to put it, and they build the geolocations, the plots built into the PDF file. So Avenza does view regular PDF files, but it has the ability to view these different types. There's a couple proprietary types of PDFs, but nonetheless, the PDF data embedded in it, inside the PDF, has geolocation. You'll notice this little crosshair that I have in the middle of the screen. That is no shit your location. So I've ridden Uwharrie quite a bit. You'll notice over here I have a tag, which is Dutch John Road, ultimately where we usually park the trucks and go for a ride. So very cool. You also probably noticed that I was using it on my last trip to Brown Mountain in Pisgah National Forest. Again, I simply just downloaded the map. And then sure enough, they had a map of the OHV trails for Brown Mountain, nicely labeled, easy to see. And then you probably noticed these tracks that I have recorded and labeled and changed, which is super easy. There's really nothing to it. I mean, once you start the track, you can literally go in, you can change the size, you can take photos along the way, add a description, so on and so forth. I haven't played with all the features of this, but I'm extremely interested in it. And again, just tracking there's nothing to it. This is my GPS location. If I want to start tracking, I just start tracking. And then I can actually navigate to a plot or a projected destination on the map, because obviously it knows the GPS location of everything. And then also where I'm at. Another really good thing about this, you notice on my phone that I'm in airplane mode. This app does not need data because you have downloaded the offline map. It just simply uses your phone's GPS location to locate you on the map. Now, obviously, if you go outside of the scope of the map, then that's not going to work. Nonetheless, for riding OHV trails, it's perfect. I can save battery. For example, whenever we rode Brown Mountain, there's virtually no cell service there. I have Verizon, which is one of the better carriers. Still, it's spotty at best. Up on the hills, it would come and go. Not bad, but and I would get 4G every once in a while. But overall, I mean, the service isn't going to be really good. So if I had to have something that required cell phone service, it's not going to work very well. So in any case, so another really good feature about this, other than the tracking, and all that jazz is where you actually get your maps from. So I'm back here at the home screen, and then you notice there's a store button there. Of course, I have to turn on my data to get to the store. Here we are. We're loading up. I'm on 4G, so maybe I guess I have. So let's just say I want to. Let's talk about Hatfield McCoy. Then we'll just make it super general. West Virginia. So obviously Hatfield McCoy is a very popular place to ride. Sure enough, you have all these plotted available places that are identified within West Virginia, Hatfield McCoy. So that's one thing about it, is you do kind of have to sift through the specific maps that you may or may not be looking for. So one thing about Avenza is there's literally, tons of topographical maps that, this is, you can see it's page 95, Williamson, Topographical Atlas, so on and so forth. And it's 99 cents from the store. So the Awari map for me was free. The Brown Mountain OHV map was $3. So again, it's, my Google Play Store is linked to my PayPal, which of course just makes it super easy. And I haven't searched Hatfield McCoy before, so I'm literally just doing this off cuff. But Hatfield McCoy is a here we go. Hatfield McCoy Spearhead Southern Maps, 5-in-1. Yeah, there we go. Navigate 5 trail systems without the need to stop and change maps. Fantastic. I would love. Let's take a preview. Oh yeah. So you literally have this in-depth PDF. This is the preview. The larger map that's $15 is, oh, look at this. Bingo. Again, and every one of these are geo-tagged out to where, you get your crosshair and you're on the trail system. It shows you your location. So, I don't know I know there's a lot of different apps out there, and there's probably better apps, and I'm new to this whole thing. But I gotta admit, guys, that once I started using Avenza, I really found it to be really useful. It works really, really well. Another thing your phone will see it as just a PDF viewer. So it does open regular PDFs. I had my Cena quick start guide on here. You can add a collection, you can import maps, and so on and so forth. So the very last thing I will talk about is this is the user edition of Avenza. So ultimately, to just read maps and record your own personal tracks and so on and so forth. Basically what you've seen so far, that's the gist of what it does. There are a few other options for layers and different things that you can do with the maps, but it's not that in depth. The other thing that I will bring up is that there is a plus version, and then also a pro version. So the key here is ultimately to be able to create your own GeoPDFs and GeoTIFFs, which is, again, the two file types. And I'd forgotten the TIFF portion. I just read it there. So the different types of files that they read ultimately is to be able to create them, to take a PDF or a map and embed the geolocational data into that PDF, and then ultimately modify your map that you want to create. So, again, this is the pro is really for, as it says here, required for commercial, academic, governmental, and professional use, which is the custom symbology, so on and so forth. And what these they don't get you unlimited maps. As you use them. You still have to purchase them from the store, as they state here. But I am going to do more research into this. My plan ultimately is to try to do just that, is to the areas that I ride that aren't necessarily mapped out. A good example of that is my good friend Davey from some of the other videos that you guys saw with the X Trainer. Is we live close to Mount Wood ATV Adventures. Now this is just a standard PDF that you downloaded from the site that shows the maps. Now, wouldn't it be snazzy if I could just go through, plot and embed the GPS locational data to the map just like the others? So as we ride the trails, we record our tracks, and then ultimately we track where we're at, just as before. So to be able to do that, and then of course donate it to the park, which is absolutely what I would do. And then we could have our own, custom maps, so on and so forth. So lots of really cool options to be able to do that. So there are there's lots of different maps out there. You don't necessarily have to, this is just a standard topographical map in West Virginia that I downloaded. This was free. This costs nothing. But if I was to build tracks in some area, I could ultimately embed that in the base layer and then do whatever I wanted to with the Pro or the Plus version. So it's something I am going to look into. But that's pretty much it for Avenza. Again, I do want to create some more videos on Avenza as I get more in depth with it and as I start to do more with it. I have to learn it and figure out exactly where it's going to take me down the road, but I think it's going to be an app that I'm definitely going to be using, and I just want to spread the word to other people out there that may be looking for some sort of rider app that they maybe have tried other things and they don't necessarily like some of the features, or it doesn't, some of those apps don't have exactly what they're looking for. But Avenza is pretty legit. I mean, it's pretty easy to use, and I personally have really enjoyed it. So, just want to get the word out, and again, hopefully you guys get some information from this. So, hope you guys have a fantastic week. Get out there and ride on two wheels. My plan is to ride this weekend, so again, super excited. So, this is Accelerate once again, signing off.